Have you ever caught yourself waiting for someone to believe in you, help you, or finally give you the opportunity you've been dreaming about? Maybe you've been hoping that one day everything will magically fall into place. But what if the very thing you're waiting for is the reason you're still stuck? Here's the truth that most people avoid because it's uncomfortable. Nobody is coming to save you. At first, those words may sound harsh, but by the end of this video, you'll realize they're actually the most freeing words you'll ever hear. The moment you stop waiting for someone else to change your life is the moment you finally take control of it. Your future isn't locked behind luck, perfect timing, or someone else's approval. It's built by the choices you make when no one is watching. In this video, you'll discover why waiting is one of the biggest traps that keeps people from reaching their potential, how pain and disappointment can become your greatest teachers, and why taking full responsibility for your life is the fastest path to confidence, success, and real freedom. You'll learn the mindset that separates people who spend their lives making excuses from those who create extraordinary results, no matter where they started. Most importantly, you'll leave this video with practical lessons that can help you stop feeling powerless, overcome fear, build stronger discipline, and become the person you've always wanted to be. Stay with me until the very end, because the final lesson could completely change the way you see yourself and your future. If this message speaks to you, take a second to like this video and tell me in the comments, what is one thing you've been waiting too long to change in your life? Your story could inspire someone else who needs to hear it today. And if you're ready to build a stronger mindset, unlock your full potential, and keep growing every single day, make sure you subscribe to the Ascendly Success channel and turn on notifications so you never miss another life-changing motivational video. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1. The Lie You've Been Waiting to Believe. From the time we're young, we're taught to believe that someone will eventually come and make everything better. We wait for the perfect teacher to inspire us, the perfect boss to recognize us, the perfect friend to encourage us, or the perfect opportunity to change our lives. Without even realizing it, we build our future around a dangerous expectation. We convince ourselves that success begins when someone else opens the right door. But what if that door never opens? This is the lie that quietly steals years from millions of people. It doesn't look like failure. It looks like patience. It looks like hope. It even feels responsible. But beneath it is something much more dangerous: dependence. Every day you spend waiting for permission is another day you give away your power. Think about how many dreams have been delayed because someone believed they weren't ready. They waited for more confidence before taking the first step. They waited for more money before starting the business. They waited for more support before chasing the goal that never stopped calling them. Months turned into years and years turned into regret. The dream didn't disappear because it wasn't possible. It disappeared because waiting became a habit. Here's something most people never realize. Your comfort zone doesn't always feel comfortable. Sometimes it feels like frustration, disappointment, or endless planning. You tell yourself you're preparing, but deep down, you're avoiding the fear of action. The mind creates excuses that sound logical because it wants to protect you from failure. But it also protects you from growth. Every great transformation begins with one uncomfortable decision. The decision to stop waiting. No one wakes up one morning filled with perfect confidence. Confidence isn't something you find before action. It's something you build because of action. Every small step teaches your mind that you're stronger than your fears. Every challenge you face becomes evidence that you can handle more than you once believed. This is where everything starts to change. The moment you stop asking, "Who will help me?" and begin asking, "What can I do today?" your entire mindset shifts. You stop focusing on what you lack and start using what you already have. That simple question turns excuses into solutions. Fear becomes direction. Doubt becomes discipline. Uncertainty becomes momentum. The world rarely rewards people for waiting. It rewards people who move before they feel completely ready. They understand that progress is messy. They know mistakes are not proof of weakness, but proof that they're growing. While others wait for the perfect moment, they create it. Imagine looking back 5 years from now. Which version of yourself will you become? The one who kept hoping life would change on its own? Or the one who decided that today was the day everything would be different? That decision doesn't happen once. It happens every morning when you choose action over excuses, courage over comfort, and responsibility over blame. The biggest breakthrough in your life won't come from meeting the right person or getting lucky. It will come from realizing that the person you've been waiting for has been staring back at you in the mirror all along. But accepting that truth isn't easy. In fact, life has a way of forcing that lesson on every single person, and when reality finally arrives, it doesn't ask if you're ready. It simply shows you the price of waiting. That's exactly where our journey goes next. Chapter 2. The day reality hits hard. And when that moment comes, it rarely looks dramatic. There are no warning signs, no music playing in the background. It often arrives in complete silence. Maybe it's the phone call that never comes, the promotion that goes to someone else, the relationship that falls apart, the friend you counted on who suddenly disappears, or the morning you wake up and realize that, despite all your hopes, nothing has changed because you've been waiting for someone else to change it for you. That realization hurts. Not because life is unfair, but because it forces you to confront a truth you've been avoiding. No one can fight your battles. No one can build your confidence. No one can develop your discipline. Those are victories that only belong to the person willing to earn them. This is the moment where most people split into two completely different paths. The first group becomes bitter. They blame the economy, their family, bad luck, their past, or people who never supported them. Every excuse feels justified. Every complaint feels real. But while they're explaining why life isn't fair, time keeps moving forward without them. The second group experiences the same pain, but they ask a different question. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" That single question changes everything. Pain is a strange teacher. No one asks for it, no one enjoys it, but it has a way of stripping away every illusion you've been hiding behind. It exposes your weaknesses, but it also reveals strengths you never knew existed. Think about the hardest moments in your own life. At the time, they probably felt like the end of your story. But look closer. Those moments likely taught you resilience, patience, courage, or wisdom that comfort never could. The struggle didn't simply hurt you, it shaped you. This is why reality, as painful as it is, can become your greatest gift. The day you stop expecting life to rescue you is the day you begin rescuing yourself. Suddenly, every setback becomes feedback instead of failure. Every rejection becomes redirection instead of defeat. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to become stronger instead of another reason to quit. That's when your identity begins to change. You no longer see yourself as someone waiting for better circumstances. You become someone capable of creating better circumstances. That shift is powerful because your actions always follow your identity. If you believe you're helpless, you'll hesitate. If you believe you're capable, you'll move even when you're afraid. The fear doesn't disappear. You simply stop giving it permission to make your decisions. Most people think courage means not being scared. That's never been true. Courage is making the call while your hands shake. It's starting the business before you know every answer. It's walking into uncertainty because staying where you are has become more painful than moving forward. This is the hidden cost of waiting that almost no one talks about. Every day you avoid discomfort, you're quietly strengthening fear. Every day you choose action, you're quietly strengthening yourself. And eventually, something incredible begins to happen. The very challenges that once made you feel powerless become the reasons you feel unstoppable. The pain that once broke your confidence starts building your character. What felt like your greatest weakness slowly transforms into your greatest advantage. Because the strongest people aren't the ones who avoided suffering. They're the ones who learned how to use it. And that's where the next lesson begins, because once you stop running from pain, you discover that it has been preparing you for a version of yourself you haven't met yet. Chapter 3. When pain becomes your greatest teacher. That version of yourself already exists. It isn't created by comfort, applause, or easy victories. It's forged in the moments when giving up feels easier than taking one more step. The person you dream of becoming is hiding inside every challenge you've been trying to avoid. Think about a blacksmith shaping steel. The metal doesn't become stronger by sitting untouched. It becomes stronger because it's exposed to intense heat, struck again and again, and then cooled with precision. Your life works the same way. Pressure isn't always there to break you. Sometimes it's there to build you into someone capable of carrying a greater purpose. This is why so many people misunderstand pain. They see it as proof that they're failing, when in reality it may be proof that they're growing. Growth has never been comfortable. Every new level of your life demands that an older version of you is left behind. That means letting go of excuses, letting go of limiting beliefs, letting go of the identity that says, "I'm just not good enough," because every time you repeat that story, your mind searches for evidence to prove it true. Your beliefs shape your actions, and your actions shape your future. If you believe you're weak, you'll avoid challenges. If you believe you're learning, you'll embrace them. Notice the difference. One mindset sees failure as a final destination. The other sees it as valuable information. Imagine a child learning to walk. They fall hundreds of times, yet no one calls them a failure. Every fall is simply part of learning. Somewhere along the way, adults forget this lesson. We begin treating mistakes as personal judgments instead of stepping stones. We stop trying because we're afraid of looking foolish. But every successful person has something in common that rarely gets talked about. They've failed more times than most people were willing to try. The difference isn't talent. The difference is endurance. They refuse to let temporary pain define a permanent identity. Your loneliness can teach you focus. Your rejection can teach you resilience. Your uncertainty can teach you faith in your own ability. Every difficult season carries a lesson, but only if you're willing to listen instead of complain. Ask yourself this question. What if the obstacle standing in your way isn't blocking your path? What if it is the path? That one shift in perspective changes everything. Instead of asking life to become easier, you begin asking yourself to become stronger. Instead of hoping challenges disappear, you develop the skills to overcome them. That's the moment fear loses its control. Because confidence doesn't come from living an easy life. It comes from remembering every hard thing you've already survived. Every challenge you've overcome becomes evidence that you can face the next one. Your past victories, even the small ones, become the foundation for future courage. Suddenly, you're no longer defined by what happened to you. You're defined by how you responded to it. This is where ordinary people begin creating extraordinary lives, not because life stopped being difficult, but because they stopped seeing difficulty as the enemy. They realized that discipline grows in the moments when motivation disappears. Character is revealed when nobody is watching. Strength is built when quitting seems reasonable, but you choose to continue anyway. And eventually you reach a point where you no longer ask life for permission to become the person you're meant to be. You simply decide. That decision is where real freedom begins. And once you make it, you'll discover the greatest rescue was never coming from the outside. It was waiting for you to take complete ownership of your own life. Chapter 4. Become the person you've been waiting for. Take complete ownership of your own life, and something remarkable begins to happen. The problems around you may not disappear overnight, but the person facing those problems is no longer the same. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is stuck. You begin seeing yourself as someone who can adapt, learn, and overcome. That shift is more powerful than any opportunity, any connection, or any lucky break, because no one can take it away from you. From this moment forward, stop asking yourself, "When will my life change?" Start asking, "What choice can I make today that my future self will thank me for?" Success is rarely built in one giant leap. It's built through hundreds of small decisions that most people never notice. Waking up when you said you would. Keeping the promise you made to yourself. Finishing the task even when no one is watching. Choosing growth over comfort one more time than you choose excuses. These moments seem small, but they are quietly shaping your identity. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen trust in yourself. Every time you follow through despite fear, your confidence grows a little stronger. Before long, you're no longer pretending to be disciplined. You become disciplined. You're no longer trying to be resilient. You become resilient. Your habits begin to match the future you've been dreaming about. Remember this: your life doesn't change because you finally feel motivated. Your life changes because you decide to act even when motivation is nowhere to be found. Motivation is an emotion. It comes and goes like the weather. But commitment is a decision, and decisions build destinies. There will still be difficult days. There will be mornings when doubt returns and nights when you question whether your effort is worth it. That's normal. Growth isn't a straight line. It's a series of choices made over and over again, especially on the days when quitting feels tempting. On those days, remember who you are becoming. Remember the person who no longer waits for permission, the person who no longer blames the past, the person who understands that every challenge is another opportunity to become wiser, stronger, and more capable. That person is you, not someday, not when life becomes easier, right now. Because the truth you've been searching for has been standing in front of you this entire time. Nobody is coming to save you, and that's not bad news. It's the most empowering news you'll ever hear. It means your future isn't controlled by someone else's decision. It isn't limited by another person's belief in you. It isn't waiting for perfect conditions to arrive. It is being shaped by what you choose to do after this very moment. So when this video ends, don't let it become another source of temporary inspiration. Let it become the day you made a permanent decision. The day you stopped waiting. The day you stopped hoping someone else would build the life you wanted. The day you chose responsibility over excuses, action over fear, and purpose over comfort. 5 years from now, you'll either be living with the results of the choices you make today or the regret of the chances you never took. The decision has always been yours, so stand up, take the first step, then take another, and another. Because the hero you've been waiting for has never been someone else. It has always been you. Now, if this message challenged the way you think, share in the comments the one action you're committing to today. Let your words become a promise to yourself. If this journey inspired you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Ascendly Success for more powerful motivational content that will help you build the mindset, discipline, and confidence to create the life you deserve. Until next time, keep rising, keep growing, and never stop becoming the person you were meant to be.